You're in Braves country. You're in Braves country.
Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium. His record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby. When pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. You
like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the bubble. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same 3 criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a-ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead! A banger, and she's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. He's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Keep playing like this, we'll be the laughing stock of the league.
All right, boys, let's get back to basics. This is a baseball. The object of the game is to keep the baseball within the confines of the...
You're in Braves country.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. It's time to put it all aside and get set for what should be a great day on Braves Country Radio. We'll go through the lineups today as the game moves along. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today and join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. Yes, Nathaniel, we see you, and it is a doubleheader. Today's game was already going to be at 6:45. We are playing tonight, last night's game, right near at 1:05. Good to see you, Jameson. Nathaniel Brooks, my man. Jameson Taylor, Mark Ricky Ricardo, Jason Appen Adams, Israel Otero, King James Hagan, Uncle Charlie Fritz, John, Justin Green Machine, Huxley. Huxley, you got to master the art of volume. There you go. Try to keep up. Who else do we have in here today? The SS Dub. Kay is in the house. Leroy Brown Bernard. Helion. On a Thursday double dip, let's play 2. As Ernie Banks used to say for the Chicago Cubs. I think that's just about it. I'm assuming Edward Spry will be in here somewhere at some point. Anybody else in the chat, give a shout out. And Nate the Great, I see you. All right, let's get ready for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. We'll be back at a flash. First pitch, 105. It's a weird start. Not 110, not 115. 105. We'll be back in a flash. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
How are you, Braves Country? We're about 60 seconds away from first pitch, somewhere in that neighborhood. We'll fire up the chop here in 1 second so we can load it correctly. Our pick to click, you can see it on the screen. Those of y'all listening on external radio, and those of y'all we are starting to welcome in on our Facebook page. You want to be where everybody's at, go to YouTube, because essentially watching a game on Facebook isn't very conducive. You can't scroll around, you can't do the things you can do on YouTube. But anyways, our pick to click is Ozzie Albies. He's 3 for 6 lifetime against Sanchez, and he's hitting leadoff, so I figure you get at least one more extra at bat than a lot of folks down lower in the lineup. I do like Riley today. I think Ozuna probably has a pretty favorable matchup along with Sean Murphy. We'll go over all their stats and what they have done against Christopher Sanchez as we go about this. It's too difficult to wait for them to give us the lineups and then put it into production, so that's the way we're going to do the day games going forward. They just wait so long to give you the lineups on both sides. Usually one team is dragging. Braves, by the way, are wearing their Friday night Reds. You don't see that a lot on a road game, but that's what they've got going on today. As we bring in the crowd, it's about ready as waiting for the final warm-up pitches of the Philadelphia Phillies, who are wearing their, I call them Mike Schmidt blues, top to bottom blue, in the maroon ball cap and maroon socks, blue shoes, what Christopher Sanchez with high socks is dealing. And we're going to go ahead and bring in the chop and let's get it going. Braves are going to be wearing their blue ball caps with the white A, navy blue ball caps with the white A representing the city of Atlanta, and the red, traditionally Friday night reds, but they're wearing them tonight. Gray pants, red piping down the side of the pants, outlined in navy. Braves across the chest in navy, outlined in white, and the red tomahawk underneath. On the backs, the names will be in navy, outlined in white. Excuse me, the numerals will be in navy, outlined in white is what I'm trying to say, and the names are in white on the back. I'm assuming somebody didn't do laundry. That's why, because normally whatever we wear on the road, it always says Atlanta, and that's just kind of traditional for baseball. If you ever notice, you will going forward if you haven't before, but traditionally your road uniforms have the city that you represent, and your home uniforms are your moniker. That's why you always see Braves on the chest of Atlanta when they're at home. Christopher Sanchez is just about set, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way. It's high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. We tried the 3D again. They have the hardest times getting that going. It must be some slack ass is the only thing I can figure of that's running the controls to get that started. The 1-0. Swing, rips it into left field, and that's down for a base hit. So let's get it, Braves country. That's the way you start a doubleheader. Let's play two with Ozzie Albies getting a base knock.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
Good to see you pushing buttons. I've seen a couple other people jump into the chat here as we get going here. Austin Riley, the batter, first pitch 95 miles an hour, high out of the zone. It's 1-0. Bruce Dreckman is your home plate umpire. First base, Brock Ballou, as the home plate umpire tonight, will be taking the day off today. They keep an extra man in the rotation, so that is so. The 1-0 pops it up high and deep into center field. Going back on the track, making the catch is Marsh for a long but easy out, number one. One down. Yeah, you do have that going. Good to see you, Neil. I didn't see you earlier. Adam Westbury. A couple people I didn't see earlier. You do have the gifts in Facebook, but honestly, it kind of sucks. YouTube's a lot better. As the first pitch on the way down and in, it's 1-0. As you think about the fact that if you decide during the game that you want to go check something on a different app, you push it down, the feed dies. Whereas in YouTube, if you pay for your premium, it'll continue to run in the background. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Runner goes, and Ozzie Albies has himself a stolen base. And the one thing I do wonder is, will they ixnay this? Because the swing through, the follow through by Ozuna hit the catcher in the back of the head, but he kind of jumped into it, so I don't think that should be called, but it is something that they could call. If he stays put, looks like they are going to send him back. That's a bad call. The TV announcers are saying it's a good call. That's a terrible call. And it's a terrible call because as he's following through, if the catcher stays put, and they're going to call Ozuna out on that. If the catcher stays put, he does not hit him. So that's a bad call, but anyhow, first pitch on the way to Olsen, 95 at the knees on the outside, it's 0-1. Guys on the TV don't really typically know the rules. Lefty-lefty matchup. It's up to the umpire's discretion, and that was just a bad call. But you got to move on. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. One count. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, chase the slider off the plate, 1-2. The lefties, as you can imagine, do not have very good numbers against Sanchez. Matt Olson stepping in with the .234 average. 12 home runs on the year, 5 in his last 9, the 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. 2-2 count. Olson, by the way, lifetime 4 for 12 versus Sanchez, so he's not too shabby. 2 runs scored. The 2-2, swing, fouls it down the line. We'll do it again. Olson with 2 home runs lifetime versus Sanchez. He's got 4 RBIs and a strikeout. Standing on deck is Sean Murphy. The 2-2, 97 at the knees. Trying to get the call, Marchand jumped up, tried to head to the dugout. He was trying to sell that. That was a touch off the plate. Maybe Dreckman realized he shouldn't have called the play the way he called that with Ozuna on the follow-through. Payoff pitch. Swing, just got a piece of it to stay alive. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. We're just getting going here in the top of the first inning. Lefty-lefty matchup. Ozzie will be on the go. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him out on strikes. That'll end the inning. So the Braves get a bum call that runs them out of the inning. But nonetheless, we've got this SSAJ going to the bump when we come back.
How did he treat you? Like, where is he going? In the garbage. Where does he belong? With me.
Did you know in Field of Dreams, the mysterious voice that speaks to Ray is listed in the closing credits as himself, and the actor behind the voice has never been revealed. A lot of names have been thrown around as the man behind the voice, like the star of the movie Kevin Costner, or the actor who plays Shoeless Joe Jackson, Ray Liotta. The author of the novel the movie is based on, W.P. Kinsella, has said that he was told the voice was Ed Harris, the famous actor and husband of Amy Madigan, the woman who plays Annie in the movie. But director Phil Alden Robinson has said that although he's heard a lot of names, none of them have ever been correct. Who was the man behind the voice that said the famous line, "If you build it, he will come"? The last shot in the movie where we see all the cars lined up trying to get to the field was all done practically. The production team worked with the town to get as many lights shut off as possible to get the required darkness. They also had about 2,000 cars participate in that traffic line. To be able to speak to all the extras at once, the director's instructions were actually broadcast through a local radio station. And one of those instructions was for the cars to flash their high beams on and off to make it seem like there was more movement than there actually was.
Funny story about me. If you're a jackass who parks halfway into the next parking spot because you don't want someone parking next to you, I have a tiny car. I'm gonna be the jackass that makes sure we both fit in the one spot.
Baseball has these absolutely unique sounds. The sounds of spring, of summer, drift out across the fields. You know, the sound of the ball against the bat is absolutely extraordinary. I don't know any American male that doesn't hear that in the springtime and get called back to some moment in the past or summer days in the past.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Welcome back. Bryson Stott leads it off, first pitch right there at the knees, but called for a ball. It's 1-0. Bryson Stott 0 for 1 versus A.J. Smith-Shawver lifetime. 1-0. Right there at the knees again. This time he gets the call. 1-0. Standing on deck is Trey Turner. In the hole, Kyle Schwarber. Very small sample size of the Phillies versus SSAJ. 1-1. That's right there again, and another blown call by Dreckman. 2-1. In total, The entire lineup has faced A.J. Smith-Shawver 8 times. The 2-1 pops it up high into left field. Making the catch is Eli White. Away. One down, and that'll bring up Trey Turner. He's 1-for-1 lifetime with a solo shot. So buckle up for this at bat. Castellanos also has a home run, as well as Marsh in this lineup. First pitch on the way. 96, right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. But I do believe A.J. Smith-Shawver is a different pitcher than the last time they saw him. The 0-1 swing. The bat goes a-flying into the dugout. It's 0-2. Tootie had to wake up with the quickness. He was kind of nodding off there in the dugout, and the bat almost took his head off. Tootie was over there staring at a chart, figuring out who he wasn't going to send next time. The 0-2 grounded on the dirt to the right-hand side. Ozzie has it. 4-3 put out. 2 away. 2 down. Appreciate everybody spending their Thursday afternoon right here in Braves Country Radio. We'll have game 2 as well, assuming weather. I don't believe that there's much weather that would prevent us from playing both games in its entirety. It's a little bit of cloud in the air, but most of the hard stuff came down over the last 24 hours. First pitch on the way to Schwarber is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Schwarber 0-for-1 lifetime. He is a dangerous bat. 18 home runs already. The 0-1 swing fouls it back. It's 0-2. It'll be Chris Sale versus Zach Wheeler tonight. Both teams elected to have their ace go in the nightcap. The 0-2 swing chops it foul. 1-2. And with Bryce Harper not being in the lineup in the day game, you got to figure he's not going to go in the night game versus Chris Sale. We've seen him bench versus Sale before. The 0-2 slams it high and deep. Going back on the track, making the catch at the wall. Schwarber missed number 19 by about 2 feet. We'll be back in a flash and a sigh of relief when we come back.
Can someone please tell me at what age do men start scream sneezing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. 1278.
Wait, what happened?
1278.
I ain't even ordered yet, big bro.
1278. Pull to the window.
Well, let me get a double Western bacon cheese.
Yes. A double Western bacon cheeseburger, extra barbecue sauce with 3 tenders, 2 ranch, and 2 barbecue sauces. Why did you plan Trout, Demetrius, Jefferson?
Well, damn, baby. How you know it's me?
You only come to my drive-thru saying, you're at 2:55 p.m. And I can smell that cheap-ass Ross cologne.
Hey, you good, baby. You need a raise. But, yeah, let me get that chocolate shake. Yeah, let me get a chocolate shake. You know one of the chocolate shakes since you know everything? Yeah, let me add a chocolate shake.
This window, stop playing with me. I just clocked in. And you lactose intolerant. 1278, pull up to this window.
Hey, you good. You good, baby.
On the outside, with the tattoos and the piercings and wearing mostly black, I look like a badass. But on the inside, I'm having a panic attack in the Trader Joe's because there's too many people in one aisle.
Despite growing professionalism, the pure game survived in thousands of small towns all across the country. Sam Crawford, who would one day become one of the best outfielders in the game, first played on a traveling town team from Wahoo, Nebraska.
I remember when I made my first baseball trip, a bunch of us from around Wahoo made a trip overland in a wagon drawn by a team of horses. I think there were 11 or 12 of us. One of the boys was a cornet player, and when we'd come to a town, he'd whip out that cornet and sound off. People would all come out to see what was going on, and we'd announce that we were the Wahoo team and were ready for the ball game.
Welcome back. Braves will go back to work here. Sean Murphy to lead us off. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way is a slider down in towards his shoes. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. Fires it down the right field side, but just foul. Missed a home run by keeping it little to the left by, we'll say, 6-7 feet. 1-1. 1-1 count. Inside 97, almost gets him in the knee. And that's a dangerous pitch. 2-1. Bryce Harper being held out of today's game after the hit by pitch by Strider, but it does look to be just precautionary. As the 2-1 misses, 3-1. 3-1 count. Pitch. Inside, ball 4, so a good start to this inning for the Braves. Just like last inning, we'll see if they can capitalize. One on, nobody out. And the Book of Eli comes to the plate, lefty-righty. First pitch on the way. Swing! That ball's jolted into left center field. Coming over, making the run and grab is Brandon Marsh. One away. Good play by Marsh. That ball was dying fast. Marsh had just enough time to get over there. Left fielder Kepler was never going to get to that spot where he was positioned. One on, one out. Stuart Fairchild, who's starting for Acuna in game 1, takes a slider inside. It's 1-0. If you wonder just why did they do that, why did they bench him during is the 1-0. Shows bunt, drops it just in front of home plate, dribbles foul to the right. 1-1. Why did they start Fairchild over Acuna? Because you know you're not going to put Acuna in both games with him coming off of that ACL injury. And even when he's been perfectly healthy, they don't tend to play him in doubleheaders. But his numbers versus Zach Wheeler are pretty darn good. And they probably figured they need that one swing of the bat to be able to score in tonight's game. I was a little surprised that the Braves didn't flip-flop their lineup. Is the 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. To ensure, not ensure, but give you a very good chance of winning game 1. But it may have been up to Chris Sale, and Chris Sale just may not like pitching in day games. They usually give the veteran the benefit of the doubt. Two-1 count. Swing and a miss. Chase the sinker off the plate, 2-2. Fairchild batting just 156. The other thing is Fairchild is 2 for 7 lifetime against Christopher Sanchez. And he does randomly have a home run against Sanchez. I'm wondering if that was in like Sanchez's debut. Fairchild hitting a home run is wild. The 2-2. Check swing just to stay alive. We'll do it again. But it's funny how certain batters see certain guys better. And that may just have a lot to do with why they decided to put Acuna into tonight's game, figuring Fairchild versus Zach Wheeler, might as well just go ahead and hang an 0 for 3 and move on. The 2-2 count. Down and in. Full count. Full count to Fairchild. Sean Murphy, not much of a threat, standing at first. Here comes the payoff pitch. In the dirt, ball four. So a great at bat by Mr. Fairchild. That's not a fair. That ball's not Fairchild, but it's a walk child. He moves down to first base. We've got first and second with one out. Michael Harris coming to the plate. Money Mike off to a slow start this season. He does tend to, I see a lot of people killing him all over social media for his bad hitting and whatnot, but I'm telling you, the guy tends to heat up in the second half of the season. And some batters are just like that. First pitch on the way is 95 on the inner cut. It's 0-1. Should surprise nobody that he has bad numbers against the left-hander. He's 1 for 10 lifetime, 7 strikeouts. The 0-1. Burns it right there at the knees. Low call, but it's right there on the border. We'll call it 0-2. 0-2 count. Standing on deck is Luke Williams. He is your shortstop today. Allen for the nightcap, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So another strikeout, 8 strikeouts lifetime versus Christopher Sanchez. You almost wonder why they even started him out there. You could have put a team together of giving Harris the day off or the game off, save him for the nightcap, maybe get him to watch a few at-bats from the sidelines. That can change a guy's perspective. He is just atrocious against Christopher Sanchez. Luke Williams, the batter, he swings at the first pitch he sees and doinks it foul. Into foul territory, but falls to the ground harmlessly. It's 0-1. The 0-1, cool hand Luke. Batting 196 this year. He does have 4 RBI in limited play. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Good night, Irene. It's 0-2. Excuse me, those were last year's stats. I thought that was a high number. 37 games last year, Luke Williams batted 196, and of course, he hasn't had many at-bats since he's come up. So he's going to be rusty no matter how you look at it. The 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. Chase one well out of the zone, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. That bottom of the lineup is just a dead zone today against Sanchez. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
You must have someone in your family that's a lawyer. Why, because I'm Jewish? It's like me saying, hey, you're Indian. Doesn't your cousin work in a call center? My cousin does work in a call center. And my cousin's a lawyer.
Lager, the beer that brought the forest down.
I drive an exotic imported sports car. I eat exotic foreign food like frankfurters and pizza. But when it comes to numbing my mind, I'm a patriot. I drink the beer that brought the forest down. I'm a lager man. And with the new 80-bottle trunk pack, you've got enough for the evening. Hey, it's happy hour somewhere.
Lager brings out the patriot in you.
Where's my tickets to the Sonics game? They were here just a second ago. Somebody stole my tickets to the Sonics game! This stinks! This is total BS! This is... Oh, got it. Got it. Hey, where the hell's my Lasorda tape? This is total...
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Hey, man. Mike's studying. I don't want to bother him.
Yeah, well, you get back in there and finish, man. But see, in this house, people study when they're supposed to.
Good thing I'm not a member of this house.
Well, you heard of the extended family? Well, this weekend you part of one, which gives me the right to extend this belt to your behind if I feel like...
Every little town out there on the prairie had its own ball team and ball grounds, and we challenged them all. It wasn't easy to win those games. Each of those towns had its own umpire, so you really had to go some to win. We were gone 3 or 4 weeks. We'd take up a collection at the games, pass the hat, you know, and that paid our expenses, or some of them anyway. One of the boys was the cook, but all he could cook was round steak. We'd drive along the country roads, and if we came to a stream, we'd go swimming. Came to an apple orchard, we'd fill up on apples. If we were near some fairgrounds, we'd slip in there. If we were near a barn, well, Sam Crawford, Wahoo, Nebraska.
First pitch on the way from A.J. Smith-Shawver is a bending curveball out of the zone. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, excuse me. It'll be Bohm, then Castellanos, then the left-hander Kepler. The 0-1 swung on and chopped foul. It's 0-2. Kepler has never seen Shawver. Bohm is the 0-2 pitch, swung on, banged over to second. Ozzy's right there. He'll have a 4-3 put out. One away. Bohm going into that bat was just 0 for 1, so that makes him 0 for 2 lifetime. And now you've got Castellanos, who's 1 for 2, but he does have a home run versus the SSAJ. Figure if the Braves are going to win this, it's going to be another low-scoring one because that bottom end of the lineup today is just vacant. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. It really means that the top of the lineup really needs to come through today. You got a good starting 6 to start it off, and I think Fairchild can move guys along with the bat as far as bunting and whatnot if you get guys on as the 0-1. Bangs it foul, it's 0-2. You look at Michael, who just looks lost against Sanchez, and he's a tough lefty to be fair. And then Luke Williams, we all know what Luke Williams is, which is not much with the bat. Every once in a while, he'll blind squirrel finds an acorn, but we're going to need to win the low-scoring affair. The 0-2 swing, that ball's going to get lifted just over the glove of Luke Williams into left field. And it's a one-out single for the Phillies. Phillies wearing those Mike Schmidt 1980s light blue jerseys top to bottom with that maroon cap and the white the white P. Both on the cap. And then there's a maroon P on the left chest. First pitch on the way, swung on, banged over to Olsen. Olsen has it, fires it to second, and Williams brings it right back to him, boomerang style, and it's a 3-6-3 inning-ending double play. Great job by Olsen and Luke, and a good pitch by the SSAJ.
Oh, I'm Dean Martin, and I'm trying to renew my license.
You mind if I call you Dino? You know, I watch your show on and off.
You do?
Sure, every time it's on, I turn it on.
Go ahead, ask me a few questions.
Just what, do you drink when you drive?
Of course not.
Then I guess you don't drive very much. You need glasses?
Only when I drink.
You snitch on your coworkers for $1,000 a week?
Sherelle had Keisha clock her in 3 times early this week, and she wasn't even here because her baby daddy moved further out. Jerome be doing donuts on the forklift in the warehouse, and he never changed out the propane tanks. And Cindy and HR be doing powder.
What was the coolest rule that your parents gave you growing up?
My parents had this real cool rule. So basically, if I went to school and I got good grades, I stayed out of trouble, did my chores at home, didn't talk back. I mean, not that I would want to, because the last time I did, I got my head knocked between the washer and dryer and I had a hard time getting it out. But either way, do good in school, do good at home. They would give me an allowance. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. They allowed me to stay in their house.
Bro, Blake, play for the love of the game, man. What's wrong with you, bro? Money should not be a thing. Bro, I'm risking my life. It's not worth it. It's not.
You are so going to end up in porno.
In 1878, more than 8 million bats were sold in the United States. And players often rode to the ball field in painted carriages, singing team songs. Everybody had a team. At Orting, Washington, the Fats took on the Lean. Whalers, frozen in at Herschel Island above the Arctic Circle, played too, naming their teams the Hoodlums, Walruses, and Blubbers.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ozzy Albies is a check swing foul. It's 0-1. Ozzy 1 for 1 with a single. Raymond's asking about Sean Murphy being a trade piece at the deadline. I honestly think he's more likely, if they're going to be able to trade him, would be on the offseason. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. Let's just assume that Drake Baldwin continues his good year, and Sean Murphy stays healthy and has a solid year like he's been having. 1-1. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. There's a good argument to be made that the Braves could trade Sean Murphy to a larger market team that can absorb his contract. And it's not a terrible contract, but what the Braves would be doing is they'd be trying to clear up money to go elsewhere. The 1-2, swing, chops it over towards second. Should be an easy 4-3. It is. 1 away. If something were to land in their lap, then sure. I see a lot of people on X and whatnot. They're claiming the Braves are going to be sellers at the deadline. I just don't see it. If they do sell at the deadline, it's going to be at the deadline where they're just like mathematically so far out of a playoff spot that they throw their hands up. First pitch to Riley's off the plate for a ball. It's 1-0. At that point, Sean Murphy would be one of the first ones that they would be trying to get rid of. But once I feel like they would be better off waiting till the offseason. The 1-0 swing and a miss, 1-1. You wait to the offseason, you have everyone in Major League Baseball who needs a catcher interested in buying. You do it at the trade deadline, it's only the teams that are in the playoff mix and need a catcher. 1-1. Outside wide, 2-1. 2-1 count. The Braves would probably be looking for a shortstop, whether it's a prospect, is the 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2, or a controllable starting pitcher, a starting pitcher that they would have control over for quite some time. You could also see them going for a closer, but those are rare finds to be able to mix up with a catcher in a trade. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. I mean, he just threw the same changeup over and over and over again, and Riley kept whiffing over and over and over again. 2 away. Sanchez cruising through the Braves order. 2 down, 42 pitches in here in the third. That'll bring Ozuna back to the plate. Ozuna called out. Technically, if you're wondering on that play, it's considered a G2. First pitch on the way is a slider off the plate. It's 1-0. The hind catcher, Marchand, jumped up in the middle of Ozuna's swing, stepped into the follow-through, and he was called out. 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. Now, there is a good argument to be made that Ozuna should have held up when he realized what was going on. But, honest engine, he does not make contact with the catcher if the catcher doesn't walk into his follow-through. So, once again, it was a bad call by Dreckman. The 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. Ozuna has been known to get catchers with that follow-through, and that is the price you pay. But it is up to the umpire to make that call one way or the other. The 2-1, swing, chops it through the middle. That's going to dribble through for a base hit. So how about that? The Big Zoo gets a base hit. Wasn't a hard hit ball, but that ball had eyes. It found its way left of the second base bag, right of the shortstop. They were playing Ozuna for a big pull, and it was hit just hard enough where Trey Turner couldn't get to it. That'll bring Olsen to the plate. Olsen takes the first pitch, 94. Well, we'll take him. That was a bad call by Dreckman. It's 1-0. That pitch hit the outer part of the plate, and I'd say about 80 to 85% of that ball was in the zone. Lefty-lefty matchup. He got him out on a steady diet of benders off the plate last time up. 1-0. 95. Same spot, got the call. 1-1. Olsen struck out his first time up. 12 home runs on the year. 793 OPS, the 1-1. Down and away, 2-1. There was an Atlanta radio guy that was on X yesterday. I think he'd had a couple of brewskis or something, and he was going on a rant about exit velocity and whatnot. 2-1 pitch, swing, hits it hard on the ground, but over to second, and it'll be a 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. We'll talk about that when we come back. Braves, Phillies, scoreless, bottom of 3 we go.
Smoking, that's another one. Try to stop smoking. That's a beauty, huh? Well, with cigarettes, my wife and I, we made a deal, my wife and I. We only smoke after sex. I got the same pack now since 1975. What bothers me is my wife. She's up to 3 packs a day.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is swung on and hit high and deep down the right field line. Is it fair? Is it? It is gone, baby! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, zip-boo, bam, a 3-run shot by Eddie Rosario. That thing looked like it was curving foul. Eddie Rosario makes it 4-1 Atlanta.
Today we are talking about one of the worst offensive teams ever to win a World Series, the 1906 Chicago White Sox. The team owned the league's worst batting average and only hit 7 home runs the entire season. Only 3 of their everyday starters had a batting average over 250. Out of the 7 home runs they hit that season, Billy Sullivan and Fielder Jones accounted for more than half of them with 2 apiece. During a 3-week stretch in August, they went 19-0, while the other 3 teams ahead of them had a losing record during that same stretch. No one in the press dared pick the White Sox to beat the Cubs. Through the first 4 games of the World Series, the White Sox had 6 runs, 11 hits, and an embarrassing 0.97 batting average. Despite this, the series was still tied at 2. Game 5 would turn the series when the White Sox took advantage of an overflow crowd. Back then, when balls hopped over the roped-off crowd, they were considered doubles. The White Sox had 8 doubles in the game and won 8-6. In the last 2 games of the series, the White Sox would finally break through offensively with 16 runs and close out the biggest upset in World Series history.
Baseball is the very symbol, the outward and visible expression of the drive and push and rush and struggle of the raging, tearing, booming 19th century. Mark Twain.
First pitch on the way to Sosa is a 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour. Right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, 98, kisses the black on the outer edge. 0-2. 0-2 count. SSAJ. This is outside. 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Shawver. First strikeout of the day, 1 down. Sosa going into that at bat had never seen Shawver. Brandon Marsh coming to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a home run. 3 guys in this lineup have a home run against AJ. This is the 3rd one. First pitch on the way, 99. Kind of an excuse me swing, outer edge, it's 0-1. Standing on deck is Marchand. He has never faced AJ. Brandon Marsh, 1 home run on this season with a 220 average. The pitch, 99 off the edge. 1-0. Game 2 tonight is 6:45. They have not changed that. I thought they might bump it up a little and just do 30 minutes after this game, but that's not what they plan on doing, the 1-1. This is high to him. I'd say it's because Philadelphia wants the ticket sales for tonight's game and the television. The 2-1. Fouled away, 2-2. Shawver's at 26 pitches, so he's doing well on that front. The 2-2. Outside wide, 3-2. Full count. 97 fisted foul. Do it again. The payoff pitch just misses Splitter. Tried to get him to chase. Ball 4, he'll head down to first. I get the idea they were trying to get him to chase out of the zone, but I don't like the idea with the full count. The runner goes. Marsh easily has the base stolen. As I was about to say, I don't like the idea of pitching around a guy batting .220 who's got good speed, and he represents the go-ahead run. One thing, and that was a pretty good throw by Sean Murphy, honestly. Slow bending curveball. Marsh picked the perfect pitch to go. 1-0 pitch, swing, that ball's belted. If it's fair, it's gone. She gone! Jam right down his throat. A 2-run shot, and the Philadelphia Phillies have taken a 2-0 lead. A hanging breaking ball. Why they went back to that same pitch back to back. What I was going to say is, the one thing I've never been impressed with Sean Murphy is his pitch selection. It's almost like he doesn't have the feel of what's not working and what is working for a pitcher. A.J. Smith-Shawver has been killing them with the four-seam and the splitter. And the sliders look pretty good today, too. And he hangs back-to-back curveballs, and that first one was a hanger, but it was off the plate. Bryson stopped the batter. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. And he's hard-headed. You see what he did right there? He went for the curveball once again. Just bound and determined. The 0-1. In the dirt. 1-1. So Braves trail 2-0. That's a pretty good cushion for Christopher Sanchez. The Braves' top half of the order is going to have to put some runs on the board to get this game 1 victory. Shawver already giving up 2, and we're here in the third. First pitch on the way. Woo, that ball smoked off his leg. Woo, doggy. That's into left field. See if he's okay. That thing got him. He's trying to walk it off. The trainer's going out there to talk to him. That ball was drilled off his leg. If you think this is bad, the guy that they called up that they would go to if Shawver can't pitch, got him on the back heel. He might have gotten lucky because I think it might have hit the top of his shoe. The guy they would bring in to eat innings would be Dylan Dodd. And I know he's had some decent success down in the minors, but we've seen Dylan Dodd pitch against elite lineups before, and it normally doesn't turn out well. They're having him throw a couple of warm-up tosses to make sure he's okay. He seems to be okay. He's, like I said, I think he got extremely lucky and hit the back of his right foot right at the top of the shoe. But if you think this is going to be rough, try to hang in here against Christopher Sanchez with A.J. Smith-Shawver, Dylan Dodd is not the answer. They might get lucky to get like one time through the order with him. First pitch on the way to Turner is nowhere near the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Shawver now at 35 pitches. Could use a double play here, but very good speed with Turner. They're going to flip it over to first and stop with good speed. His own right is standing at second. It's usually that trail runner that you're trying to get in the double play that normally beats it out. The Braves defense is back into the left. Huge gap on the right side, the 1-0. Rips it foul down the third base side. It's 1-1 count. Brings it inside, almost gets him with the splitter. 2-1. Ever since that walk, A.J. Smith-Shawver is spinning out of control. And my point on that whole thing with the splitter, you get a full count to a guy batting 220, man, challenge him with the fastball. Trey Turner got challenged, and Trey Turner is going to hammer it to the back of the wall. A jumping catch by Eli White for a loud out number 2. Woo, baby. That was close. The wind is starting to blow in, and that might have saved 2 runs. It's not a strong wind out there, but it's starting to blow in a little bit on the tracker that we have, showing it about 7 to 10 miles an hour blowing in from left field, and that might have been the difference. A.J. Smith-Shawver, now they're coming back out there to look at him again. And that's not good. They're going to pull him. A.J. looked disappointed, but I mean, if you call them out again, they're gonna pull you. That's just all there is to it. So we'll see which direction they go. It'll probably be Dylan Dodd. The only advantage we may have is that they've got a lineup set to face right-hander. The left-hander most likely is coming in.
Hitting is not about muscle. It's simple physics. Calculate the velocity v in relation to the trajectory t, in which g, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
Now, who are you again?
Assistant to the traveling secretary.
You're the guy who put us in that Ramada in Milwaukee.
Want to talk about hotels? You want to win some ball games?
Hey, we won the World Series.
In 6 games.
And there's quickly 2 away. Just 7 pitches into the inning. Freddie Freeman comes to the plate. Here's the first pitch to Freddie Freeman, hit high and deep in center field. It's going back. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! The Braves lead it 5-4. Freddie Freeman comes through in a big way. He takes Josh Hader deep. The Atlanta Braves lead it 5-4 on the bat of Freddie Freeman. The crowd is going bananas.
In 1882, owners of Midwestern clubs left out of the National League established a league of their own, the American Baseball Association. Its games cost just a quarter. Its teams played on Sundays, and its ballparks sold liquor. The new Beer and Whiskey League drew bigger, rowdier crowds. The stands filled with working men and immigrants, not the middle-class, native-born fans who followed the National League. It was baseball's heyday. Competition flourished, play improved, attendance skyrocketed, and huge wood and iron grandstands were built in all the big cities. The 2 leagues staged an end-of-the-season championship for fans who could not get enough baseball.
So what I read off AJ's lip reading here, and they're showing it again. And he said, I felt a pop. And I thought that's what I saw him say when they first went out there. When they came back from the break from TV. He's telling him, he's trying to push him back and saying, I'm okay. But when he goes out there and tells the trainer and Snicker, I felt a pop. You're not staying in the game, man. That's all I can tell you. Well, this is interesting. It's going to be Scott Blewett instead. Blewett will come on. He's pitched well for the Braves. He'll probably be asked to take 2, maybe 3 innings, depending. I guess in a perfect world, if he could get you to the 5th inning. they would keep Dylan Dodd on for if this game were to get out of hand, and they just need someone to go out there and eat innings. So Dylan Dodd at this point has to start getting at least stretched out a little bit with the mindset that there's a good chance he could come in. Now, if Blewett can keep it where it's at, they could build it to the back of the bullpen. But here's the thing. You know you've got Chris Sale on the mound tonight, and you feel like you got a good chance to win even though you're going up against Zach Wheeler. How many of the back of the bullpen bullets are you going to use? And here's another bad look. They're showing Strider in the dugout talking to Snicker and Kranitz and Weiss, and he's going over what he thinks is going on. And if that's a bad sign, because Spencer Strider has been through this very recently. And if they're going to him to get his opinion on what he thought may have happened, just brace yourself for the worst possible news on the SSAJ. I hope he's all right. I hope he doesn't go to the IL. And if he does, I hope it's minimal. That's just not a good sign. Kyle Schwarber, the batter, first pitch on the way, right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The problem with this turning into a quote-unquote bullpen game, you got a doubleheader. So you can't really just go strong to the hole in the bullpen game. You have to be kind of cautious on who you use as they flip it over to first. Because if you have a chance to win the game tonight, you don't want to be in a situation where you've used all the back of your bullpen help. The 0-1 from Blewett. Slider misses outside, 1. What you'd probably be looking at is Daysbull as the closer in game 1, or Pierce Johnson. And then you build it backwards from there, but it really depends on how far this game goes. The 1-1 runner goes, throw down by Smurf down to second. Looks like he got him. He did get him. And I think he came off the base too, so there's going to be no argument there. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trail 2-0. It could be a lot worse right now.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm tired of talking to you.
As that'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Austin Riley had the big home run earlier. And Austin Riley, lifetime, is 0 for 2 against Trina. In Atlanta, a single could win this game. Austin Riley stands at the plate. Peterson is on deck. Jock Peterson, by the way, is 2 for 4 lifetime versus Trina. Here's the swung on, and it is roped down the line. It's going to rattle around, and oh, baby boy, here comes Ozzy Albies. He's going to score. The Braves walk it off in fine fashion. Oh, my word, the first pitch, and it is absolutely scooping down the line. How about that?
What do you want? 25 years old. What does a 25-year-old man want?
Hit a parlay and drink some beers with my buddies. And yeah, I'm going to go as far as to say that's any man of any age. That's all we want. Just hit a parlay, drink some beers with the buddies, hit another parlay, drink some more beers, play some more parlays. That's pretty much the 1-2 punch. I'm going to say any man of any age. That's pretty much, that's all we want. That's it.
In 1882, William Hulbert died, and control of the National League and his old team, the Chicago White Stockings, passed to his second-in-command, A.G. Spaulding.
The magnet must be a strong man among strong men. Everything is possible to him who dares. Albert Goodwill Spaulding.
The railroads had Commodore Vanderbilt. Big Steel had Andrew Carnegie. Big Oil, John D. Rockefeller. Baseball had Albert Goodwill Spaulding.
Top of the 4th we go. The Braves trail 2-0. A.J. Smith-Shawver out of the game. Could be precautionary, could be worse. We'll have to wait to see what is said. First pitch on the way from Christopher Sanchez. Looking at that replay, I think they may have gotten him on the first slide, but when Stock came off the bag, Williams was easy. Is the 0-1 in the dirt? 1-1. Williams easily made the tag after his foot slid off the bag. Got him before he realized his foot was out there. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Sanchez sitting at 53 pitches, so he's good on that front. One, two, in the dirt, 2-2. Braves trying to get Sanchez out of the game and get into that Philly bullpen. They'll be aggressive trying to hold on to this lead, and then they won't have their guys available for game two. So it's a double-edged sword, the 2-2. Down and in, 3-2. That's why it's so hard to win a doubleheader nowadays, because of the way it's set up. But the Braves do not hit Zach Wheeler well, so he can go out there, pitch a shutty, and the rest is over. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Sinker got him. Chased the pitch about 3 inches off the plate, went away. Just expanded that zone a little bit. Might have been closer to 2 inches off the plate. Looks like the wind's starting to blow out now to center. It's been kind of whipping around here in Philadelphia as the weather continues to change. First pitch on the way is a slider right there at the knees inside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. 2-0 count. Eli lined out his first time up into left center field. Lefty-righty matchup. The 2-0 to Eli. Swing, pops it back foul. We'll do it again. We do have a new clip for Eli, by the way, if he gets on. The 2-1, swing, lifts it into center field, going back on the track, making the catch at the wall for a loud out number 2. Eli's putting a couple of good swings on Sanchez. Missed a home run by about 3 or 4 feet to away. Two down, and Stuart Fairchild, your batter. First pitch on the way is 88. Change up in on the knees, 1-0. Down and in, ball 2, 2-0. Two-0 count. Brings it right there, 94 at the knees. Braves trail 2-0. If nothing else, with the bottom of this order, if Fairchild can get on, you can clear a batter or two. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, rips it into left field, and that's through for a base hit. And Stuart Fairchild, that ball is Fairchild. Get on down to first. We'll see if we can get him on the move. He's got very good speed as an excellent base runner. One on, 2 out. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to Harris is down and away. It's 0-1. Harris struck out his first time up. Swing, just got a piece of that, fouls it back to the backstop. It's 1-1. On deck, Luke Williams. So once again, if you can just get Harris on any way, shape, or form, you would clear the bottom of the order going into the next inning. If something got down in the gap, Fairchild would probably score the 1-1. Swing and a miss. They're going to throw down to second. They got him. Another thrown out runner in this game. Marchand threw a bullet down there, and it wasn't an easy throw at all. That was a bending slider in the dirt. We'll be back in a flash, and Fairchild's hurt. Looks like he broke his finger or something. We'll be back and figure it all out when we return. Man, we're dropping like flies today.
What do you think has become so expensive that it's just not worth it anymore?
Life. Thank you for listening.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
You don't slap me for telling jokes. That's unacceptable. And the thing is, Will, I love him, but he was, the happy-go-lucky before the slap, and nobody saw that coming, which was weird. 50 Cent had been going ham on Jada. He didn't slap 50 Cent. He slapped 50 pounds. Chris Rock can't defend himself. His hands don't even make fists. You ever see the little hands? He got like little back scratches.
Armchair.
Albert Goodwill Spaulding. He had been the finest pitcher of the 1870s. He learned his baseball from Harry Wright, who had paid him $1,500 a year to pitch for the Boston Red Stockings. In 1876, he left Boston for Chicago, lured by William Hulbert's offer of a $500 raise and 25% of the gate. But Spaulding had still bigger things in mind. At age 27, he stopped pitching entirely to become a full-time promoter of baseball and himself.
So Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to come in to play right field. I think it was no, never mind. It was his right hand. At first I thought it was the hand that had the pad on, but it's his right hand. His finger's all jacked up. First pitch to Schwarber is right in there for a strike. It's 0-1. You know what Philly fans are saying right now, that this is all payback for hitting Bryce Harper. SSAJ's out, said he felt his arm pop. That's not good. And now Stuart Fairchild is out, and we saw his finger pop. That ain't good. So an 0-2 count. Righty-lefty matchup, Blewett versus Schwarber. Scotty B, down and in. Did he go around? They check down the line. And they're going to say he did go around, strike three. Schwarber doesn't head down to first. On the ball getting away, he just kind of took his hat off and scratched his head. Smurf had chased the ball in between home and pitcher's mound. When he scooped it up, he kind of bent around to make sure Schwarber wasn't going. First pitch on the way to Bohm is up top, misses for a ball. It's 1-0. If anybody's got a cheat code on this game, it'd be a nice time to use it because we are up against it. The 1-0, swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch right there for a strike, 1-2. Braves nothing, Philly 2. The 1-2 from Scotty B. Slider. Just laid off it. Even count 2-2. The 2-2 from Scott. Swing, chopper back up the middle. Scooped up by, nope, booted by Luke Williams. That should be an E6. We'll see how the hometown scorer calls it. That should be a ball that any shortstop in the major leagues makes. A play that any shortstop in the major leagues makes. Dribbler through the hole, but he would have easily gotten him if he gets the ball. Just goes off his glove. And Luke Williams, E6 is how I'm calling it. We'll see what they end up doing. First pitch on the way to Castellanos is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. They're calling that a base hit, but it's not. Let's see if they change it later in the game. The 1-0. Ripped into left. Down for a base hit. It's a 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. That's going to bring up Kepler, the left-handed bat. Braves infield is back and to the right, playing Kepler to pull. Double play depth. First pitch in the dirt. Ball bounces away, but Murphy gets it before it gets too far away. It's 1-0. Swing, lifted high, deep into center, going back on the track, making the leaping catch at the wall and robbing a home run from Kepler. 75% of the world is covered by water, the rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. Wow, what a play by the Hawk. Holy Toledo.
They know about that.
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle.
Wow, was that a good play. First place pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. At the splitter, it's 0-1. Kicks and fires. That ball is hit high and deep into left field. Making the catch is Eli White, and that'll end the inning. So a hell of a defensive play that would have made it 5-0 if Hawk isn't there. We're down by 2. Let's get some runs, Braves country.
Hey, how do you make friends so easily online like you do? Oh, it's easy. I'm a train wreck and people like to watch.
Hey, Braves country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
PA plus E equals P.
this is simple for everybody. You have so much God-given talent, and you really can't control that. You can control your effort and your attitude. Positive attitude plus effort equals your performance.
What blows my mind is people willingly back up into parking spots. If someone had a gun to my head and they say back up into that parking spot or parallel park, honey, make that casket pink, because that ain't gonna happen.
Albert Goodwill Spaulding. With $800 borrowed from his mother, he opened a sporting goods business. Soon, he was manufacturing all the baseballs used in the National League. He then began making bats and uniforms, managing to persuade club owners that each position should have its own distinctive garb. The result was chaos. The team looked like a Dutch bed of tulips, a Chicago sports writer said, and the experiment was quickly abandoned.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back. First pitch to Michael Harris is down below the knees for a ball. It's 1-0. Harris with an incredible play at the wall. Maybe that'll get his back going. The 1-0 swing, slaps it into left field, and it has. There goes Michael Harris with a leadoff single, and your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here in the top of the fifth.
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
Just his second hit, 12 at-bats against Sanchez. Goes right with the pitch. That'll bring Luke Williams to the plate. Williams takes 85, change-up inside. It's 0-1. This is the problem I have with the Braves' mentality, the way they're managed. You're trailing by 2. You have a guy who's hitting not even his weight at the plate. Why not drop a bunt and move Harris over to second? The 0-1 swing, chops it over to third. Said it's going to be a 5, 4, 3, rally killing double play. Just like that, Luke Williams erases the batter, standing at first, or the runner standing at first, and there's 2 down. Terrible at bat by Luke Williams. Tried to hustle it out, but too hardly chopped of a ball to third made it an easy double play. Got to credit him for hustle, but it's just another bad at bat by Luke Williams. First pitch on the way is 84 off the edge. For a ball, it's 1-0. 0-1, excuse me. Ozzie Albies had to do a double take. He said, what? Big Bill Dreckman said, yeah. The 0-1, chops it over to third. That'll be another easy 5-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. We go in order here in the bottom, or the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth, trailing by 2.
How the hell can you wear a Bears jersey at a Packer game?
This is worse than when you wore the Air Supply t-shirt to the Aerosmith concert.
And to the rest of you, the non-believers, the underachievers, the tweet and deleters, you guys make me sick to my stomachs, fam.
A lot of people work really, really hard for their dreams, but it's not meant for everybody.
That's why you use auto-tune and I don't.
People like making fun of us guys who still wear cargo shorts, aka purse pants. Well, guess what? I can't wear the short shorts that are in style because I hit an age where my might fall at the bottom. Also, I can hold like 3 beers in each cargo pocket. Boom. And lastly, I always have 2 free hands. That means I can give 2 high fives.
Whoa. You're prejudiced against Tommy Macklin because you know he's a white guy.
I don't know anything about him.
I just told you he was a white guy. So? That's why you hate him. But you know he's a white guy, so you're against him. Well, I ain't prejudiced that way. I ain't prejudiced against no man just because his skin is the same color as my own.
Yeah, Archie has lots of white friends.
Like other captains of industry, Spaulding crushed or bought out his competitors, becoming the largest sporting goods manufacturer in the country. Spaulding Sporting Goods, its proprietor said, is converting all America to the gospel of exercise. Spalding ran his team and his empire from the private box he built for himself in Chicago's Congress Street grounds, fitted out with a gong to summon servants and a new invention, a telephone, to keep track of all his enterprises while he watched the game. Newspapers called him the baseball messiah.
Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Braves trail it by 2. We go to the bottom of 5. Brandon Marsh, Captain Caveman, takes the four-seam fastball high and inside. From Scotty B, it's 1-0. Wind starting to blow out there to right field, around 5 miles an hour. 1-0, swing and a miss. 1-1, so not much of a wind here in game 1. One count, swung on, chopped into the first base dugout of the Phillies. Braves nothing, Phillies 2. Backup catcher Marchand with the 2-run home run. That's the difference in the game. Real difference in the game was the incredible catch at the wall by Harris that has kept the Braves in this game as the 1-2, excuse me, misses outside 2-2. Even count to Marsh, who walked his first time up, the 2-2. Bender down and in, 3-2. Braves are in danger of walking a guy who's batting 8th and batting .220 once again. Full count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball got him. 1 away. Amazing what you do when you challenge a guy batting .220 at the bottom of the order instead of trying to dance around him. Still wonder how this game would be playing out right now if he had never walked Marsh. At worst, it's a solo shot by Marchand, but remember, when he walked him, that's when everything unraveled for A.J. Smith-Shawver, including the injury. First pitch on the way to Marchand is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. He hit a hanging curveball out of the stadium his first time up. The 0-1. Fastball slaps it back foul. It's 0-2. Oh-2 count. Pitch on the way, splitter off the plate wide, 1-2. Scotty B is at 25 pitches. If you're trying to play this forward in your head, you might be able to get somewhere around 40 to 45 pitches out of Scotty B. 1-2, down and in, 2-2. The only problem is the longer you have Scott go, the further away you are from being able to use him again later in the weekend. But if he's going well, you might see them push that envelope. The 2-2, slider outside wide, full count. Full count to Marchand. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. He'll head down to first. You do wonder when the fatigue will set in for Scotty B. Usually a guy just goes out there for 2 up downs at the most. They're going to try to get at least a couple more outs out of him if they can. But that will flip the lineup over, and Bryson Stott will be your batter. He's 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch, right there at the knees, splitter. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes set, brings it, 92 at the knees. Ball gets away, and the runner's going to get up to second. That was a strike. It's 0-2. But now, another pass ball by Sean Murphy. That hit him in a bad place, right in the mitt. And they scattered down to first base, scattered down to second base. Now you're going to have to pitch Todd a little differently. They put a 1-1 up on the screen, but the umpire called it a strike. The 0-2, outside wide. We'll go with the 2-1, but I'm telling you, he raised it for a strike, and it wasn't a strike zone. So if not, it's because of the pass ball. Sean Murphy didn't get the call because of the way he tried to glove it, the 2-1. Swing, fouls it back. Any way you look at it now, 2-2. Two count. Pitch inside. Full count again. So in danger walking another batter. Before Shawver exited, by the way, he had thrown 10 pitches at over 98 miles an hour. As the payoff pitch is slapped into left field. Throw comes up from Eli. He'll go station to station with the catcher running. There's runners on the corners and one away. 10 pitches by A.J. Smith-Shawver were over 98 miles an hour, including one at 99.6. So hopefully he's okay, because he really looked like he was starting to pitch well. Runners on the corners. First pitch on the way to the dangerous bat of Trey Turner's off the plate wide. It's 1-0. Turner, he's 0 for 2, but his last at bat took the pitch for a ride. That was who Shawver was facing when he said he heard something pop. That took him to 1-0. Swing and a miss slider. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Down and away. Did he go around? He did not. 2-1. Did notice that the last break a couple of people were saying the same thing I was saying about the Luke Williams at bat. Why in the world you don't bunt there? With nobody out and runner at first. The 2-1. Swing, rips it over to third. Off of Riley. Riley comes home. Bad throw, bad decision. They're going to have runners at first and second with one out once again, and it is now 3-0. Riley should have went to third on that play. If he does, to first or second on that play. If he does, though it would be 3-0, we would have 2 outs. Every time you think about you want to give Riley a Gold Glove, just think of plays like that. That was a terrible throw up the line. And an ill-advised throw at that. Maybe he thought he had nowhere else to go, but nonetheless, first and second, just 1 out. Speed on the base pass. Smurf is going out there to talk to Scotty B. Schwarber coming to the plate, and this could get ugly really quick. Scott Blewett has got to make sure he keeps it out of the wheelhouse of Kyle Schwarber, who has 18 home runs on the year. First pitch on the way to Schwarbs is a swing and a miss slider down and in. It's 0-1. Braves could still climb back into this. Philly bullpen, which wasn't very strong to begin with, and not having Alvarado, you at least want to keep it close to make them use those guys in game one. The 0-1, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. If Philly goes out there and boat races Atlanta in game one, they're going to have a bunch of nobodies out there pitching, and they'll have all their guys ready to roll for game two. So it's a big spot here in the game, because if you can keep it nip and tuck, Philly can't just coast to victory. The 0-2 count. Scotty. Swing and a miss, strike three. Good pitch by Scotty B. 2 away. 2 down. He's at 42 pitches. That'll bring Alec Boehm to the plate. First pitch on the way to Boehm is a splitter down and in. 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. 93 off the plate. 2-0. 2-0 count. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the 5th. '93. We might have gotten a call there, but we'll take it. We need it. It's 2-1. The 2-1. Swing, chops it over towards second. Ozzy's got to hustle. He's got it, fires it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So they scored another run, but Scotty B stopped the bleeding. We'll be back in a flash. The heart of the Braves order is coming to the plate when we return.
All right, say cheese. Oh, I'm vegan, so can't really. Oh my God. You know, soy.
Look at Soto. He's kicked. He wants to throw the bat at the fans. Let him. That's his manager pulling him away. Boy, how bad is Jody Davis hurt?
A fan threw a beer at Mario Soto, and that incited him. He grabbed a bat and wanted to go after the fan with a bat.
I'll tell you the truth, and my wife and I, we never have sex. Now, we get undressed, we can't stop laughing, you know?
Hey, I'm from an era where we turn everything into a cup. Say what you want, but the salsa glass be making some good salsa water, boy. Yeah, you finish with a little jar of pickles, boy, put some Kool-Aid in there. You use all the ragu out the glass jar? All right, put some soda in there. It's a glass container is empty and it becomes a reusable glass container. Shoot, you having company? Peel that paper off.
Oh, y'all fancy over here. This is a fancy glass.
Spalding led his White Stockings and a pickup team of all-stars on a round-the-world tour to spread the gospel of the great American game.
We are up at breakfast early as we are to start at 10 o'clock for the pyramids. Camels and donkeys have been secured for the party, the ball players in uniform, as for the first time the Sphinx is to witness a game of baseball. After lunch, we have photos taken at the Sphinx and then proceed to play our historical game of ball with about 200 Arabs for an audience. They took more interest in the game than the average Englishman and did not once refer to it as the old game of rounders, you know.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Riley. It's a slider well off the plate. It's 1-0. We're in the 6th, and Sanchez is only at 74 pitches. He's very good on that front, the 1-0. Right there at the knees. 1-1. Austin Riley, a fly out and a strikeout. The 1-1 to Austin. Swing rips it up the middle. That's going to be through for a base hit. And Austin Riley, maybe he can get something going here.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Hard hit ball right up the middle. Almost took off Sanchez's head coming by. We've got one on, nobody out. Marcelo Ozuna, the batter, first pitch on the way. Outside wide, it's 1-0. It's pretty interesting on this date, almost 115 years ago in 1911. The Chicago Cubs got on the Pennsylvania Railroad. It's 1-0. Outside wide, slider misses high, 2-0. Chicago Cubs complete a 191-mile journey from Columbus, Ohio to Pittsburgh in just 3 hours and 35 minutes. At the time, it broke a land speed record. 2-0 count. Swing. Fouls it away. 2-1. What's more amusing about that is they beat the land speed record. The trip lasted 75 minutes longer than the game itself that was played at Forbes Field. The Cubs beat Pittsburgh 4-1. The 2-1 swing, went down to get it, lifts it high, not very deep into center field. He chased that one out of the zone trying to make something happen. F8 in your scorecard. One away. One down, and that'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Olson. Oh for 2 on the day. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Matty. Swing. Hammers it foul down the first base side. It's on 1. Olson walking around for a second. He didn't look like it, but maybe, I don't know, he didn't look right after that swing. I don't know what exactly happened there, but it's a little concerning. The 0-1. 95 right down the pipe. 0-2. Told home plate umpire Dreckman that he was okay, but never see Olson take a long walk around behind home plate like that after a swing. The 0-2. Swing, rips it into right field, and that's down for a base hit. So we got 2 on, 1 out. Olson.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Caught a hanging slider. Jammed it into right field. And the tying run's going to come to home plate in the version of Sean Murphy here in the 6th inning. Wouldn't that be something? First pitch on the way to Sean Murphy. 94, just below the knees. It's 1-0. Murphy 0 for 1. Walked in the second. The 1-0 to Smurf. Swing, rips it into left field. That's through for a base hit. That's going to get into left field. Here comes the throw. Riley will score, and your Braves are on the board. Holy cow, we can still score. Wasn't 100% sure.
Smurf is me. I must call an emergency meeting.
Don't try to fool me.
Laser into left field, and the Braves down by 2. Austin Riley went diving into home plate. Eli's got to be standing there telling Riley, don't worry about sliding, stay up, stay up, stay up. And maybe he was and he didn't see him, but he was convinced he had to slide. There was no throw to the plate as they cut the ball off. There is a right-hander. Looks like it's Kerkering warming up. Yeah, it is. Orion Kerkering warming up in the Philadelphia bullpen. Sanchez is at 85 pitches. You got the right-handed Eli, and then remember, Acuna now stands on deck where it would have been Fairchild. Three to 1 your score. Riley comes home on the RBI single by Sean Murphy. We've got runners at first and second and one out. The Book of Eli standing at the plate. First pitch shows bunt. Does not go as the ball goes in the dirt. It's 1-0. And he's showing bunt here. If you bunt and you get it successful, what you are essentially doing is loading the bases because they're not going to pitch to Acuna. They'll have Sanchez face Mike. 1-0, down and in, 2-0. So whether or not that was an honest bunt attempt or if he was just showing it to get the defense to cheat in a little bit and maybe get into the mind of Sanchez, it doesn't make a lot of sense because of the way they can pitch around it. The 2-0, swing, lifts it. Another high ball, but it won't be deep enough. He's just missing these. It's going to be a fly out to center field. Olsen will come down to third. We've got runners on the corners with Acuna. That becomes interesting because do they pitch around Acuna? That might be it, by the way, for Sanchez. With Kerkering looking like he's warm. That is going to be it. Rob Thompson's coming out of the dugout, and he's going to go get Kerkering, and we're going to go get Acuna. Mano when we come back here in Braves country. On this date in 1918, Bullet Joe Bush hurls a one-hitter against the Chicago White Sox and drives in the only run in the Red Sox victory at Fenway Park. Happy Felsch throws his bat at the ball on a hit-and-run play. That being the only hit Chicago will get off the Boston right-hander. On this date in 1930, Philadelphia Phillies right-hander Grover Cleveland Alexander ends his 20-year career with a relief appearance in the team's 5-1 loss in Boston. Old Pete, as he's known, finishes his 2 decades in the major leagues with 373 wins, a .642 winning percentage. It includes winning 30 or more games in 3 consecutive seasons in 1915, 16, and 17, along with the .256 lifetime ERA. And on this date, 1957, the National League gives Walter O'Malley and Horace Stoneham permission to negotiate deals with cities on the West Coast. The future location of the respective clubs, the Dodgers and Giants, will not be known until October 1st, when the Dodgers head from Brooklyn to Los Angeles and the Giants leave New York to go to San Francisco. At the time, the owners of the 2 clubs deny there's any significance to the unanimous vote that opens up the opportunity for the available options for possible relocation. Welcome back. Ronald Acuna Jr. will be your batter. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. They represent the tying run. Orion Kerkering, the pitcher, the 3.54 ERA. The game right now is at the plate. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Acuna. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Coach Acuna coming off being his first at bat, might be a little cold. The 0-1 swing. That ball's lifted in left field. That's down for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves have made this a 1-run ball game. RBI single for Ronald Acuna Jr.
Bravo.
foul roll.
First pitch on the way. Michael Harris is a fastball high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Kirkring versus Harris. Harris 1 for 2 with a single and an incredible catch at the wall. 1-0. Sweeper right there at the knees. 1-1. I'm not sure if that's a sweeper, honestly. His sweeper looks more like a slider. It's got some snap to it. Those sweepers are very flat and down and away. The 1-1, down and in. You go around. They're going to say he did that. I don't know about that. I'd see a replay of that. But nonetheless, it's 1-2. That's a very ticky-tack call by Nate Tomlinson at third base. The 1-2, swing, chopper, foul. We'll do it again. Even the Philly, I'm watching the Philly cast, even they are questioning that call. The 1-2 count. I still don't know why, if you're Kirkring, if you don't just pitch around Harris, because you got Luke Williams on deck. The 1-2, swing, fouls it away. 2-2. Like, the most inexperienced thing you could do right now is lay one into Harris, and he rapes it over the wall. And he rakes that one over the wall. The next thing you know, you got Williams coming up, and I mean, you're going to be kicking yourself. Well, we'll see what happens here. The 1-2. Well, never mind. If you're not going to swing the bat, strike 3. Harris, another backwards K. Tim Heyer, you have been hired for the wrong job, my man. We'll be back in a flash.
You come at the K, you best not miss.
1 strike they count to Gwynn, and the fastball inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. At first, second, and short. And Gooden catches the outside corner with a fastball. So it's 1-2. Curveball and hit foul down the left side.
Giving him an off-speed pitch that he can really handle with a man on third and the infield back, especially through the middle. It's like giving up the run.
Goes back to the fastball, and it's fouled into the stands. So
shortstop or to the second baseman.
And the fastball for a ball. It's 2-2. And again the fastball, and that puts the count at 3-2. And as you pointed out, Rusty, he does not strike out often. Got caught looking yesterday. 3-2 pitch, and it's hit down the line. It's foul. 3-2. 3-2 curveball out of the strike zone. So Gooden wins that one.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by our mystery sponsor, a product that is so good that they're paying us to keep anyone from associating it with this program.
Just a bit outside. Ball 4. Ball 8.
On many a summer day, I played baseball starting at 8 in the morning, running home at noon for a quick meal, and again with fielding and batting till it was too dark to see the ball. These were times when my head seemed empty of everything but baseball names and figures. I could name the players who led in batting and fielding and the pitchers who had won the most games. And I had my opinions about who was better than anybody else in the national game. Carl Sandburg.
Welcome back. Braves have scored 2 runs if you're just jumping back in, and now trail by just only 1. Castellanos, the batter, first pitch on the way, swing, rifles it foul down the line. It's 0-1. Castellanos a perfect 2 for 2 on the day. So far in this game, 2 runs, 8 hits for the Braves. No errors. Question mark. The 0-1 outside wide, 1-1. Philadelphia, 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The 1-1 pitch, down and away. 2-0. We do have the left-hander Bummer warming up in the pen. If you play that forward, probably to come on for against Kepler next. The 2-1 pitch. Swing. Slams it down the line, but foul. 2-2. Two count. Scotty B. Swing, rips it up the middle. Perfect 3 for 3. 3 singles for Castellanos. Every single one of them right back over the mound. Good piece of hitting by Castellanos. And he continues to rake against the Atlanta Braves. That'll be it for Scotty B. He was coming back on. That might have been one too many batters, but nonetheless, Bummer's going to come on. Instead of coming on in a clean inning, they're going to ask him to take on some junk on the order, and Kepler due up. We'll see if they pinch hit for him.
My kids, they don't help either, you know. My kids, they're very smart kids I got, you know. Yeah. But the other day I told my kid, I said, someday you'll have children of your own. He said, so will you.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Look at that! The Hendersons are getting a new fence.
Ah, who cares? They're swingers.
I want a new fence.
Need a home loan fast? At the American Bank of Los Santos, we'll help you get the debt you need to make life easier. We'll show you how to look richer and be poorer. You need to impress people fast, not in 20 years. It's only a risk if you get into money troubles or the economy changes. Call American Bank of Los Santos. Now that the kids have moved out and have drug problems of their own, maybe it's time to install a luxury marble wet bar so you can get drunk in private. American Bank of Los Santos. Why worry about tomorrow if you look inadequate today?
Armchair.
Past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad brag. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an offer.
Welcome back. Aaron Bummer fires the first pitch to Kepler. Nowhere near the zone. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Runner at first, nobody out. Braves trail by 1. The 1-0. 94 out wide. That was pitch out territory, 2-0. Two-0 count. Kepler, Sosa, and Marsh are due up. But they could pinch it for Marsh. The 2-0 swing, chops it foul, back behind home plate. 2-1. You got a couple options that the Phillies could go to. They decide to not go with the lefty. Ooh, the 2-1. Bangs it foul. That was really close to getting his hands. 2-2. Thankfully, he swung at that. The ball hit the bat. If that would have hit him on the hands, we would have had a big mess here. Johan Rojas, a right-handed bat, along with Weston Wilson, are on the bench as the 2-2. Chops it foul. Will do it again. The other night, what they did was they pinch hit Weston Wilson, then put Rojas into the field. They may decide to do that again. Other pinch hitting options they have on the bench would be JT Realmuto. You can see him pinch hitting and then going back to the pine. The 2-2 looked like he went around. Did he get? He didn't. Somehow Nate Tomlinson said that he held up. Though he's been very ticky-tack on a lot of swings here. That one he says that he held up. I'm not saying he went around, but we got worse calls than that all day long. The payoff pitch. They set up outside again. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball. Beautiful pitch by Bummer. One away. Big out number 1. They were aiming for a little further out, but that teardrop, Kepler could not time that one up. Now you got Sosa coming to the plate. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. 91 at the knees. Did not get the call. It's 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 1-1. 1-1 count. Another swing and a miss. Good curveball. Looks like he might have that curveball really working today. It's 1-2. See 2 teams tonight, 6:45, and that should be a dandy. It's Zach Wheeler, who the Braves rarely hit well, versus Chris Sale, who's pitched well against Philly. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Now they're going to say he just got a piece of that to stay alive. We'll do it again. Smurf can hold on to that. It's going to be strike 3. I think he got just enough of it to spin it out of his glove. The 1-2. Swing. Just gets a piece of it. Braves 2, Philly 3. The 1-2. Inside gets him. So after all that hard work, throws away a base, and they're going to have runners on first and second. Sosa, who had no clue on how to hit that curveball, Sean Murphy dialed up a second consecutive sinker, and that one got away from Bummer. Now we got first and second, and just 1 out. Some trash Philly fans getting up yelling because he thinks it was intentional. You think they intentionally hit Sosa with 2 strikes and a chance to maybe get out of this inning? Of all guys, it ain't Edmund Sosa you're going to hit. Maybe Sammy Sosa, but not Edmund Sosa. Lefty-lefty matchup, first pitch on the way. He dials up that sinker again. Nowhere near the zone again. It's 1-0. It's almost like they've got to start getting someone to call the pitches for Sean Murphy. Lefty-lefty. The 1-0. Right there for a strike. Change up inside. 1-1. Braves scored 2 runs in the last inning, get back in this game. In danger of choking 1 or 2 away here. 1-1. Off the plate, sinker again. He's not hitting the zone with that sinker. Sean has missed the email on that one. 2-1 count. It's going to be a hard guy to double up, Brandon Marsh. 2-1, hit hard down the line. That sinker got way too much of the plate. It's 2-2. On deck is the catcher, Marchand. In the hole, the top of the order with Bryson Stott. The 2-2. Oh, look at strike 3. Got him. Smoke him if you got him, because he got him. 2 away. Finally went back to that curveball that he's been throwing well today, and he buckled his knees for out number 2. First pitch on the way is a curveball at the knees to Marchand. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. That curveball bounces in front of Sean Murphy. Good job of blocking that. Keeping it from rolling away too far. He was able to keep the runners at first and second. Pierce Johnson's warming up in the pen. I would say he's being held for Turner, who is due up in the hole. Stott is on deck, the left-hander. The 1-1 to Marchand. Swing, chops it over third. Riley's got it. He'll step on the third base pillow, and that'll end the inning. So we danced out of danger that time. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Luke Williams due up.
It is so hot outside, I almost called my ex so I could be around something shady.
There was no such thing as on demand. You couldn't just turn on a TV and be like, I want to see this
on
TV
demand.
show. Yeah, like what you have now is on demand. Like going to...
Like getting it right, like immediately? Is that what you mean?
That's
like demand?
on demand. Like demanding it right now. It's ready on demand. When you open Hulu,
Yeah.
you go to season 12, episode 6, play. That is on demand. It is ready for you.
Ready,
That
yeah.
did not exist.
Oh, okay. Right.
It took you... Like, you would just have to wait months for the next season of a TV show.
Months?
They would leave it on a cliffhanger and have the season finale, and then you would just not know anything for like 3 months. So
I would just wait until everything's there to watch it then.
there was no there. You had to watch it while it was on television.
You can save it. You can record it with the remote.
Throughout the entire 90s, we had no ability to pause, rewind, live TV.
You couldn't pause?
No.
Oh, that's crazy.
Listen, and we had a TV guide, okay? We had a TV guide.
A remote?
What?
A remote?
A book.
Armchair.
By the 1880s, newspapers and magazines, and now baseball cards, printed up to help boost the sale of cigarettes, brought into the homes of young boys a generation of baseball heroes they would never get to see in person. Pete Browning, the old gladiator of the Louisville Eclipse, had a lifetime batting average of .343 and was the idol of Kentucky fans. One day in 1884, he broke his favorite bat. After the game, an apprentice woodworker named Bud Hillerick offered to make Browning a new bat. The next day, Browning went 3 for 3. Thereafter, he would use no one else's bats. It was the first Louisville Slugger, and Browning would eventually own more than 200 of them, to each of which he gave a name taken from the Bible.
Braves trail 3-2. Alex Verdugo is going to lead us off. Batting for Luke Williams. And that could do one or two things. You could put Nick Allen in to play the rest of the game, which is most likely what they're going to do. Or, in theory, the first pitch on the way is a sweeper down and in. It's 1-0. Thanks for gifting the 10 memberships, Jason. In theory, you could slide Eli White down to short. As the 1-0's in the dirt, too. And put Alex in left. But I'd say what's going on here is he's going to pinch hit, and then he'll go grab the pine, and then you will have Nick Allen bat the rest of the way. The 2-0 pitch swung on and dribbled over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out to start the 7th. That'll flip the top of the order up. The only thing that really is irritating about the way this thing is set up is that Acuna is so far down in the lineup because he took over for the injured Fairchild. First pitch on the way is a sweeper right there. It's 0-1. The good news about that is the 0-1, high and outside, 1-1. He does extend your lineup, and you've got him batting, what, 7th in the order now? You'll see him at least one more time. The 1-1, swing, swats it back foul, we'll do it again. One-two count. Kicks and fires. Swing. That ball's laced in. Leap and grab by Trey Turner. Robs Ozzie Albies of a base hit. Are you kidding me? 2 away. God dog it. That ball should have been in center field right now. Instead, we got 2 down. Nobody on, and out. Austin Riley coming to the plate. The good news here, the next 4 batters are 1 swing away from tying this game. With Riley and Zuna and Olsen and Smurf. If the Braves can keep it right there. First pitch on the way, 97. High and inside, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing, that ball is laced into center field. That's through for a base hit. So Austin Riley comes through again with the base hit.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Marcell Ozuna, the batter. First pitch on the way. Inside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Kirkering brings it. Swing. That ball's chopped over towards second. Should be an easy 4-3 with Marcell. I wouldn't even call that running. Walking down to first base. That'll end the inning. We head to the 7th inning stretch, trailing by only 1.
All right! I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the top. Find me something to crack down.
Welcome back. Atlanta Braves trail this 1 by 1. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th with the top of the orders due up. Aaron Bummer to face Bryson Stott. That should be an easy 4-3 ground out on the first swing. It is 1 away. We'll see if they go and grab Pierce Johnson now with the right-hander up, or do you leave bummer in because Schwarber is standing on deck now. No, they're going to go ahead and worry about this batter and get the other one later. We'll be back in a flash. Pierce Johnson, as the doors swing open from the bullpen, is charging to the mound.
So y'all can stand on a chair and tape your phone to the ceiling to do that dumbass challenge, but your smoke detector been beeping off here.
I live next door. I've got problems with the Wi-Fi.
Okay, so why are you here to me?
Well, it's your Wi-Fi, isn't it? Have you done something?
Okay, but I've not got a problem with my Wi-Fi.
You've put a password on it.
What do you mean?
Look, how long have I been here now? I've been here 2 years. I've happily used the Wi-Fi, and now I see that you've put a password on it, and I can't use it. I think you're being unreasonable.
Wait, what? What did you say?
Look, it's very simple. You have Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, I have Wi-Fi, yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, I've been happily using your Wi-Fi now for a couple of years, and all of a sudden you put a password on it, and I've got no access. I tell you what, you let me have your password, and that's the end of the problem.
Oh, hold a minute, you've been using my Wi-Fi?
Well, I don't know how much of your Wi-Fi it is. I mean, it's a signal, isn't it? Right? Well, the signal doesn't remain just within your four walls. So what comes out here is public. It's on public property, right? It's public.
Okay, but now you can't because I put a password on it.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right. So look, there's two things we can do. One is, and I think the easiest thing is, let me have your password. Or, of course, you can always remove your password. I mean, it's just pretty easy, really. Simple as that.
Armchair.
Roger Connor of the New York Giants was the era's greatest home run hitter. He smashed 138 during his career, a record which would stand until Babe Ruth came along.
Pull up a chair, your home, for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Pierce Johnson, the batter. First pitch on the way is a 94P at the knees to Trey Turner. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Nobody on, one out. Pierce Johnson set to face Turner, and then Kyle Schwarber. The 0-1. Swing. Fouls it back. 0-2. He's always played for the opponent. Always on one of the teams that I loathe. But, man, I'll tell you what, Trey Turner has got such a nice, smooth, easy swing from the right side. The 0-2. Trying to get to chase the curveball off the edge, 1-2. He never has played for anybody I could pull for. He went from Washington to the Dodgers to the Phillies. The 1-2 count. Just missed the outside, 2-2. Two. Kicks and fires. Swing. Fouls it back. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. The 2-2. Swing. Whistles that one back to the backstop. We'll do it again. Braves 2, Phillies 3. The 2-2. Tried to get him to chase the curveball. That's a good curveball, too. Thank you for the memberships, James Hagan. Payoff pitch. Swing. Just got a piece of that one. Man, is he making him work. So a full count to Turner. Standing on deck is the dangerous bat of Kyle Schwarber. Trying to keep him off the base paths right here, as he's got very good speed. The payoff pitch, swing, lifts it high and deep into center field. Going back on the track, making the catch at the wall, banging into the wall is Money Mike. 75% of this world is covered by water, the rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. Wow. He's got his own personal highlight reel here today. We can just get the win. First pitch on the way. Thank you for the memberships, Charles. That pitch goes outside wide and high to Schwarber. It's 1-0. Got to be careful here. The 1-0. Swing rattles it back foul. 1-1 count. Pierce Johnson standing in with 11 pitches. The 1-1, 96, locked him up. It's 1-2. The 1-2 from PJ. Grips and rips. Swing. That ball's blasted. Yeah, like I said, you got to be careful. And he just hit his 19th of the year. Those hanging curveballs. That's why I wondered why you, when I was mentioning earlier about bringing in Pierce to face Schwarber, it didn't seem like a great idea. I mean, the guy's main pitch is a curveball, and that's going to go right into the wheelhouse of Kyle Schwarber. 4-2 now. The lead has been doubled. Seemed like to me if he could go that far, it would have been better to have Bummer face Turner and then Schwarber and then go get the right-hander. But nonetheless, it's 4-2. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball. Outside wide, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty. 95 on the outer track. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 count. PJ down and away. 1-2. I'm just not going to blame that on Pierce Johnson. That's 100% on Brian Snooker. You bring a guy in whose main pitch is the curveball to a guy that hits low curveballs very well and out of the stadium. You're just asking for it. The 1-2. That ball's ripped high and deep. I might be blaming this one on him. Nope, it'll be caught at the wall for a loud out number 3. If he knocks out that one, I say, okay, fair enough. But the one that Schwarber hit, that's 1,000% on Snicker. We're down by 2. Olsen leads us off when we return.
Okay, so I put password in it. Yeah, I put password on it because Broadband suggested for me to put a password on it to make it faster, and but obviously because they thought other people were using it, and
no, I think that's very unreasonable. Well, it was probably me.
Yeah, we've established that. And then my Wi-Fi was being slower inside my house. So my broadband suggested put a password on it.
Look, I don't mind how slow it runs, actually. You know,
but I do.
That's the Wi-Fi within your house. What about the Wi-Fi that's coming out the walls? And that's what I'm using. Good enough for me.
Yeah, but like, what I'm trying to say is that Wi-Fi is still mine.
Well, okay, if you want to use some of it, I mean, you can sit in your garden and you can use the Wi-Fi there. I don't mind. But if you've got a lot of work to do, maybe you can let me know that you're using it so that, it doesn't interfere with the downloading. So you keep your Wi-Fi within the house, lock the windows, close the door, seal up the letterbox, but anything that comes out through the walls is public.
Ryan Sandberg stepping in to lead it off against Danny Cox. Sandberg walked his first time. Last time up, he grounded out third to first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swung on, fly ball, left center field. That sends Coleman back, and that ball is gone. Home run for Ryan Sandberg. He hit it into the basket.
Denton True Young was an ungainly, out-of-place farm boy when he came to the Cleveland Spiders in 1890. Even his teammates took to calling him Cy, short for Cyrus, because he seemed so countrified. But Cy Young held the Chicago White Stockings to just 3 hits to win his first game, and then went on to win 510 more before he was through, a record never even approached by any other pitcher.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson from Strom, who we saw in game 1, and he was nasty. Fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Yeah, Beck, I was about to say, I don't know who it was that won the World Series 10 years ago you're talking about. It's been since 2008 for the Phillies. They've only won 2 in their entire existence, one in 1980 and one in 2008. That pitch is outside wide, 1-1. The 1-1 from Strom. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way. 94. I mean, that was right there. He's done that a few times today. One other time specifically against Olson where the pitch is right there. And I guess it's because... Actually, that might be the pitch track that's messed up there, because that pitch actually looked like it was out. The 2-1, soft line drive into the glove of Sosa. What away. Hoping to take advantage of the fact that Edmund Sosa's over there playing third base. He is a bad defensive third baseman, but the Braves haven't really challenged him over there, and the few times that he has had the ball hit to him, he's done well. Olson chased that pitch on the inside for that soft line drive out to bring up Sean Murphy. Smurf 1 for 2. First pitch, hammered down the left field line, but plenty foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Strom brings it. Hanging slider, but out of the zone, 1-1. One count. Swing and a miss. Good Lord, Murphy. Trade this guy for his batting average dips below 220 again. That pitch was terrible, and he had like an excuse me swing through the zone. I mean, that thing almost hit his ankle. The 1-2. Another one. Did he go? Man, I don't know. They said he didn't, but he looked like he did. That terrible pitch, it's going in down to his foot. He can't lay off of it. It's unbelievable. The 2-2 count. Brings it. Swing! That ball's belted high and deep. Get on the phone right now and trade him while he's at the highest level. That's gone, baby. A mighty smack over the track.
I must call an emergency meeting. Oh, there he is. Smurf is me. I'll be right there.
Don't try to fool me.
Ninth home run of the season, just 20th RBI, 412 happy feet, and 107 miles an hour off the bat. And the Braves are back within 1. Eli White, the batter, first pitch, 88 at the knees. It's 0-1. If you want to know something more depressing, if you're sitting here wondering about Phillies history versus Braves history, and it's why it's always amusing when you see the Phillies fans being obnoxious. You would think they're like the New York Yankees, but they're far from it. As the 0-1's chopped down the line, foul, it's 0-2. Philadelphia Phillies started playing baseball in 1883. Braves, 1876. So we're talking about a 7-year difference. The Philadelphia Phillies have 8 pennants. The Braves, 22. The 0-2 down in the dirt, 1-2. Philadelphia Phillies have 2 world titles. The Braves, 16. Because before they had the World Series, the Braves thoroughly dominated the 19th century in the NA and then the NL. And at the time, that was it for Major Baseball, the 1-2, down and in 2-2. He had a couple of other leagues, but those were the only leagues that were really recognized. It'd be kind of like if you were trying to compare 100 years from now what the XFL has been doing. Like you just wouldn't put them in the same category as the NFL. The 2-2 to White. Swing, slaps it, spoils that one. Stay alive. So the point is, the Phillies, their entire history has been futility. They won a pennant in 1915, then not another one until 1950, then not another one until 1980. The 2-2 pops it up. Can of corn over at first. Should be an easy F3. It is for Bohm. 2 down. And that will bring Acuna coming to the plate, representing the tying run. The Phillies then won another pennant in 83, and then not another one until 93, 2008 and 2009, where they won the World Series versus Tampa Bay in 2008. Yankees beat them in 2009, and then again in 2022, where they were handled by the Astros. First pitch on the way to Acuna. It's a check swing foul. It's 0-1. Acuna wasn't really meaning to swing at that. He was trying to pull the bat back, but it tapped the ball as it went through the zone. I think it would have been a strike anyways. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. But conversely, the Braves, 4 World Series titles, but before they invented the World Series, they had 12 world titles. 4 with the NA, 8 with the NL. The 0-2. Swing, that ball's laced into left field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Ronald Acuna Jr. is motoring around first. He's heading for second. A long throw to the infield. He'll stop at second base and in scoring position. And your Atlanta Braves have the tying run 180 feet away.
Vamos!
Bravo. Bravo.
They're coming out there to talk to him. James, I think I missed yours, as we'll go ahead and play it. Thank you for the memberships, James. It looks like Jason gifted 5 more as well, so thank you both of y'all. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris II, who could tie this thing up with a single. He misses on a swing and a miss strike. I mean, he's nowhere near the zone. It's 0-1. He's really having a hard time with left-handers. But there's really no option coming off the bench. You got to kind of stuck with where you're at. The 0-1. Swing, chops it foul. It's 0-2. You just hope Michael can get in to one and get it down in the outfield. Acuna could tie this game up. On deck is Nick Allen. So if he doesn't reach, that's who leads off the ninth. The 0-2. Swing, that ball's lifted high and deep down the right field line. That's going to get down where the green grass grows, and this baby is all knotted up at Quattro. How about that? Good God Almighty.
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle.
It was a hanging slider, and those we've seen Mike handle quite a bit. They were shooting for the outside downs about, we'll say, 3 to 4 inches off the plate. It got the inner cut, and Mike was able to wrap it towards the right field foul pole. Good cutoff by Stott as the throw from Castellanos was kind of going up the line. He prevented the runner from getting to third. Well, we're going to get another pitching change. Don't go anywhere. We got a brand new ball game, Braves country.
I just found out Gilligan's Island only ran for 3 seasons. I could swear I've seen 700 episodes of that show.
Watch with my chair. Now, Cresslers is repairing it, and they're gonna bring it right away.
Repairing it.
Yeah.
Somehow I get from that it got broke.
Why can't I get the hat?
You're really gonna spend $200 on a hat when you won't even spend $5 to get me a Coke at the gas station? If you buy that stupid hat, we are no longer together. So, is it the hat or is it me?
I got the hat. I'm single.
Hey, if I paid for your wax, you chilling with me until the hair grow back. Cause I paid to see that. Ain't nobody else paid for that but me. You gonna give me your keys and everything because I just got your basketball court shined. You ain't about to go play a one-on-one with nobody else right now. You staying here.
Mike Kelly was the trickiest player who ever handled a baseball. There was nothing he would not attempt. Baseball rules were never made for Kel.
The most popular and most notorious star of the 19th century was Michael Joseph King Kelly, the sure-handed catcher for the Chicago White Stockings. He was so skilled at stealing bases, he once stole 6 in a single game, that he inspired a popular song, Slide, Kelly, Slide. He sometimes cut across the diamond, skipping second altogether when the umpire was not looking. Kelly drank as hard as he competed. Once, A.G. Spaulding put Pinkerton detectives on his trail and accused him of having been in a saloon at 3 a.m. drinking lemonade. Kelly was indignant. It was straight whiskey, he said. I never drank a lemonade at that hour in my life.
Hitting? It's not about muscle.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen. It's kind of ironic that I accidentally hit that clip when Nick Allen's coming to the plate. We should maybe make that a part of his hitting is not about muscle. The 1-0. Ruiz, the pitcher. Fastball 94 right there. 1-1. 1-1 count. 96, high and out of the zone, 2-1. If Allen can get on, the top of the order would be due up. The 2-1 pitch, swing, check swing, back to the mound. Well, never mind that. That'll end the inning, but not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 2 more on the board. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. 4-4 your score, going to 8.
I can send you the address.
He didn't bring his phone, so...
Oh, I can give you the address.
No need.
Can't hurt.
Might hurt.
Armchair.
If the Hunger Games started on Monday, District 5 will have y'all done by Tuesday.
There's no way you can be serious. Ain't nobody messing with District 3. Straight out.
Let's talk about it. Let's start at Texas. It has more guns than anybody else in the union. We straight with firearms. Arkansas has all of our resources. If you didn't know, that's where Walmart is headquartered at. We ain't shipping nothing out to nobody that ain't District 3. So resources. The Bible Belt, which is Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, they gonna beat your ass and then pray for you. Straight up. Ain't nobody messing with them. And that's where all the hitters coming from. So we're gonna send all them Floridians in early and take out whatever y'all got going on in the DMV, which ain't a lot of much. Be real. And if y'all try to invade 3, you're gonna have to come through North Carolina and Tennessee first. That's where all the rednecks are with all their bunkers just ready to blow up folks.
Bro, you're actually funny. I knew that. A lot of people know that. I'm okay. What's getting me is the actually.
So I used to date this guy. And he. Oh, I don't think I'm ready to talk about that yet.
Kelly and other carousing Chicago players were widely blamed for losing the championship to St. Louis in 1886. That winter, an exasperated Spaulding sold Kelly to Boston for the unheard-of sum of $10,000. Chicago fans were devastated, but Boston fans were so delighted they presented their new star with a house and a carriage drawn by 2 white horses in which to ride to the ballpark.
So I guess, right, Daysbel Hernandez is being looked upon as the 9th inning option-ish. They're going to use him in the 8th here, mainly because if you don't keep them shut out, there is going to be no 9. If you play this forward, if the Braves have a chance to close this out, they will probably go to Iglesias. But if it doesn't work in that way, then they'll save him for the nightcap. Braves are tied with the Phillies. It's 4-4. Bottom 8, Castellanos the batter. First pitch, swinging, rips another one. Speaking of 4-4, he is 4 for 4. Another single where he just slapped it through the infield. And here we go again. Phillies got the leadoff runner again on. We're going to have to deal with the wildness of Hernandez with the runner on base. Kepler, the batter, first pitch. Slider down and in. It's 1-0. Pitch right there for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 count. Another bender down and in. 2-1. Two-one count. Down and in, nowhere near the zone. 3-1. Now your lineup isn't due until 30 minutes before first pitch of the second game. I think that was Brian who was asking about that. There's no need to announce a lineup 6 hours before a game. So a 3-1 count to Kepler after he uses his timeout. Pitch on the way. Swing, chops it foul. Hanging slider, but he got right over it. Full count. Daysbel Hernandez trying to keep it right here. Infield is back into the right. Double play position. 3-2, nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So Hernandez offers another free pass. He averages about at least 1 a game, 1 an inning. And it's first and second, nobody out. We talked about this all last week and this week. He's not a back of the inning guy. Snicker and company continue to push a square peg into a round hole. Honest Engine, the way he's been pitching, Scotty B should be in the back of that bullpen until they decide to bring up Craig Kimbrell, which seems well overdue at this point. Rojas is coming on to run. He will come on for Castellanos. So he's at second base. He'll be looking to steal third on the slow delivery option of Daysbel Hernandez. And Daysbel's got himself into a pickle, and it's all self-inflicted. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. The infield playing rather shallow with Sosa at the plate. First pitch, chopped over to Riley. It's going to be an easy bunt. It's going to be a 5-4 put out with Ozzie covering the first base bag. But a perfect bunt by Sosa puts the tying run at third. Or excuse me, the go-ahead run at third. And an insurance run down at second base with only one out. And that'll bring Brandon Marsh to the plate, and the Braves have the infield in. And I don't know, as that first pitch almost gets him in the foot, that almost solved it. I almost wonder if you might be better off walking Marsh, but the problem is who you got on the mound. You cannot expect Daysbel Hernandez to throw strikes consistently. So if you intentionally walk Marsh, he could walk in the go-ahead run, the 1-0, bangs it down the third base line, just foul. It's 1-1. So this is about as sticky of a situation as you can get. That pitch was right in his wheelhouse. He just couldn't keep it fair. 1-1 count. Seems like using that high fastball to get him to chase would be the idea, as the 98's well inside, nowhere near the zone, almost gets him in the ribs. 2-1. Two-one count. Pitch down and in. Did he go around? Looked like he did. He did. 2-2. So Daysbel's a strike away from getting the infield to be able to back up or a pop out. Anything to get out of this mess he's in. The 2-2. Nowhere near the zone. He's not spitting on that. You're not even going to offer it that. It's full count. That pitch was so far out of the zone. So a full count now. Hernandez. Swing, just got a piece of it. I mean, just got a piece of it to stay alive. We got a full count once again. Put the action cam up so you can see any play at the plate or anything that happens there. Full count. Pitch. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So they did what basically I thought they might do to begin with, which is load the bases to set up the double play. You've got the catcher due up. And assuming he bats, and he is, he does not have great speed. You could get a double play to get out of this inning, but it's going to be tight with the other guys on base. First pitch on the way. 89. Misses outside. You would have loved to have that call, but it looks like it did just miss. It's 1-0. Nowhere near the zone. 2-0. Sean Murphy going out there to talk to Daysbel. He is in danger of walking in the go-ahead run. Man, did they have to wake up Kranitz? He took about an hour to get up to that step. He comes waddling out there, and the Braves have the bases loaded. I also think he tried to skip a step as he was coming up the steps. He's not in great shape. He shouldn't be trying to do that. He's going to go face first. I don't know what Krantz is going over with him, but he's probably basically saying trust your defense. Ozzy and Smurf continue to chime in as home plate umpire Dreckman breaks up the powwow on the mound. Bases are loaded. 1 out. 2-0 count. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Marchand at the plate. Stott stands on deck at the top of the order. And then it gets really ugly with Turner and Schwarber. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Good night, Irene. 2-1. That was a good pitch. They've got Dylan Dodd warming up in the pen, and that just means he'll be sent out there if the game gets out of hand. The 2-1. Down and in. And you go around and look like he did. He did 2-2. So once again, he's got a 2-2 count, but remember the last time, 2-2 count, they nibbled, and they walked it. See what they do here. 2-2. Daysbel inside, almost gets him. Did it get him? It did. So he did a great job of walking another runner home. Daysbel Hernandez once again choking, spitting the bit, and it's 5-4 Philadelphia. They want to challenge it, but that may be just because we have a challenge. I can't tell because on the replay, Daysbel's glove is in the way. Now, there's another look. That was Foot's in the way. I mean, it's almost like he was working for the other team on that one. Here we go. Here's the side view. I think he was trying to get hit. I think it did hit the top of his shoe. And though you can argue he was trying to make that happen, it's not so egregious that you wouldn't call it. So they'll have the go-ahead run. I don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to overturn that call. Be very shocking if they do. Other games on tonight. There are no day games. Other games on tonight. You got the A's and Blue Jays at 7. The Astros and Rays at 8. And the Mariners and Nationals at 9:40. Braves come on at 6:45. They're taking a long time to review this, but I think it's pretty evident that he hits the top of his shoe. The side view is the best view. If it doesn't hit him, I'll put it to you this way, and the run will score. If they had called it that he didn't get hit, it wouldn't be overturned. It was that close. Snicker's finally going to go out and get him. And with the Braves trailing 5-4, Dylan Dodd, buckle up. He's coming in. We'll be back in a flash.
What do you say when someone says you're not my cup of tea? I drink coffee anyway, so.
We're dog owners. We're gonna say the word naked anytime we take off our dog's collar. Someone's naked. We're dog owners. Of course we're gonna wake up to diarrhea on the floor at 2 in the morning. We're dog owners. We're gonna wait outside in the freezing cold for 5 hours for our dog to do their business, but instead they're gonna sniff every blade of grass. We're dog owners. We're gonna pay the vet over $1,000 just to find out that our dog has a little tummy ache. We're dog owners. If you ask to see a photo of our dogs, we're gonna show you way more than just one. In fact, I have a whole presentation ready, so you better sit down. We're dog owners. Of course, they each have their own personal stockings for Christmas.
If your name is Becca and I can't call you Becca, I don't want to be your friend.
I love King Kelly. I just love King Kelly. It's one of the great stories, my favorite, is a day when he was sitting on the bench. And the rule at that time was that if you wanted to substitute for a player, all you had to do was announce yourself. So a foul ball comes in the direction of the bench. Kelly stands up, yells out, "Kelly now catching for Boston." Catches the ball, and it's recorded as an out. This is the trickster. This is the villain. This is the fool. He is also a great player. He is all the wonderful archetypes of baseball wrapped into one, and he also managed to drink himself to death before he hit the age of 40, so that's also an archetype, alas, in baseball.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Well, Dylan Dodd's coming in to basically eat the rest of the game. They're hoping he can get the out here. But he's got a lefty. He needs 2 outs. He's got lefty-righty matchup. The Braves infield is in, by the way, not playing for the double play, so figure that one out. First pitch on the way is a slider down the way. It's 1-0. 1-0. Brings it. 86. Off the plate, 2-0. Doesn't make a ton of sense that you wouldn't be playing for the double play here. Stott's got speed, but it's not unreasonable speed. The 2-0 right there. 2-1. I could even understand if you played the infield halfway, because if the ball comes to you and you don't think you can pull the double play, you just come home. The 2-1 from Dodd. Right there. 95 on the outer edge, 2-2. It's a heck of a way to get brought back into the majors, isn't it? We haven't seen him in quite some time, and he comes in with the bases loaded, trailing by 1 in Philadelphia in the 8th inning. The 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase one down and in, 2 away. It doesn't get any easier for Dodd, though the infield will go back. Trey Turner, he could beat out an infield single with his speed, so how far back do you play? Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Slider, it's 0-1. I just don't understand why at this point we're not bringing Craig Kimbrell up from the bullpen, up from the farm. The 0-1, swing, lifts it high into center field, running. Making the catch is Acuna at the warning track at the wall, and that'll end the inning. But not before Daysbell walked in the go-ahead run. We got a chance to get back in it, maybe win this sucker. Top of the order due up for your Atlanta Braves.
Here's my problem with cats. Best case scenario, you get the smartest cat in the world, he still craps in your house. I'll tell you what, instead of getting a cat, why don't we all just stop flushing?
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I was a natural-born kicker, bent upon making trouble for others. I had an instinctive dislike both to study and work, and I shirked them whenever the opportunity offered. Cap Anson.
His real name was Adrian Constantine Anson, but those who cheered him for 27 years knew him first as Baby, then as Cap, and finally as Pop. He was the greatest player of his century. Anson played every position but pitcher for the Philadelphia Athletics, then joined Spalding's Chicago White Stockings and became first baseman and captain. He batted over 300 for 20 consecutive seasons, drove in 1,700 runs, and was the first man ever to accumulate 3,000 hits. Chicago fans loved Anson, but his players did not. He was too stern a taskmaster for that, imposing bed checks, levying $100 fines for beer drinking, insisting they report for a new early season workout he called spring training. Cap Anson was the symbol, one writer said, of all that was strong and good in baseball.
Jordan Romano coming on to close this one out. So what that tells you, one thing is that some of these guys, and this is considered the back of the Phillies bullpen, they will not be available for game 2. So you like your chances in game 2. Can you steal game 1? First pitch on the way is 95 out of the zone. It's 1-0. Was someone asking me if we were staying on for the next 2 hours in between games? What am I going to do? Get up here and read the phone book to you? The 1-0. Inside 2-0. 6 to 7 hour doubleheader of broadcasting is a lot. It's even worse if you're going to have to spend 2 hours yapping in between. The 2-0 misses high, 3-0. So 3-0 count. I got to rest my pipes and get ready for game 2. I've been looking forward to that one the moment they announced that it was going to be Sale versus Wheeler. This is going to be a showdown. Heck, they may pitch that game in 90 minutes. The 3-0, outside wide ball 4. So Ozzie will head on down to first. One on, nobody out, top of the 9th. And Austin Riley due up. Here he comes. They're going to flip it over to first to try to keep Ozzie from getting off the bag too far. They figure he may be on the go. You've got Riley, Ozuna, and Olsen due up. First pitch, 86 slider right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. If they keep it going, Smurf and then Eli and then Acuna. And remember, you do have Drake Baldwin on the bench. The 0-1. Runner goes. Here comes the throw down to second. I think they got him. They do. Ozzie got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Slid feet first. I don't know if that's because he saw the finger of Stuart Fairchild, but he thinks he's safe. But they're not even going to challenge it. And I don't know why the hell you don't challenge it. You're in the 9th inning. That's just another thing right there. They probably have him, but is it going to hurt? And Ozzie's not an elite base stealer. The idea that you thought you could steal that base after he's made some good throws is just downright irresponsible base running. And he is out. But why kill your rally by doing that? The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Ozzie helps run them out of an inning right there because you got a runner at first. It would have meant that Romano most likely would have to face Matt Olson. Now he can avoid that disaster if he gets Ozuna here. Unbelievable bad baseball management from the Braves bullpen, from the Braves dugout. And I know Ozzie went, but you could have told him to stay. First pitch on the way, 97 out wide, it's 0-1. Ozuna, the Braves' last hope. 5-4 your score. Braves came back to tie this one up, showed some real fight, and thought might have something going here in the 9th until they ran out of it. The 0-1, down and away, bounces off the dirt, 1-1. 1-1 count. Olsen on deck. The 1-1. Up top misses, 2-1. One swing could tie this game. 2 swings could get us the lead. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Nowhere near that slider, 2-2. Braves are down to the last strike. Now, I'm not saying we definitely would have came back and tied the game, but that's on the Braves manager. You got to tell them, don't go. You've got a pretty good throwing catcher back there. The 2-2. Up top, just misses. He's lucky he didn't get rang up on that one. That one was top shelf and so close. I think it was a ball, but man, it was close. You've seen many of those called for a backwards K, and we've seen too many backwards Ks in Tim Heyer's offense all spring long. Full count to Ozuna. Here's the pitch. Up top, misses, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Think about if you don't send Ozzy, you'd have first and second with 1 out, and Olsen coming to the plate. Instead, you got first and second, or you got first and 2 outs. And you'd think they're going to pinch run for Ozuna. They are. It will be Drake. So the problem with that is you lose his bat. This goes to extras and he gets back to him, fair enough, but you lose his bat in general. You can't place Baldwin wherever you want, but the game is on the line, so you gotta go for it. Was no other real option. I still say they ought to test out some of those pitchers that they have and see if any of them could pinch run from time to time. First pitch on the way to Olsen, swung on. That ball's banged through the hole. That's going to get through. And we've got runners on first and third as good hustle by the Drake gets him down to third base, and the Ice House comes through with another base hit.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Runners on the corners. Two outs. Matt Olson will be at first. Murphy at the plate. So you got slow runners there. First pitch on the way. Swing! That ball's hammered high and deep. If it's fair, it's gone. It is just foul. My word. Just a few feet to the right, and we got a 2-run game, a 2-run lead. Instead, it took a left turn right before it got to the foul pole. Good Lord. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1, swing and a miss slider. It's 0-2. I don't think he'll see that pitch again. They're probably going to get him, try to chase him on benders the rest of the way. The 0-2. You think about Ozzy, if he doesn't run, we have a tie game. The 0-2, down and away 1-2. This game is tied right now if Ozzy doesn't get thrown out. And you'd have runners on the corners with 1 out. The fly ball would get you the lead, but instead, the Braves are down to their last strike. 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Up top, misses. Did he go around? He did not. 2-2. Standing on deck is Eli. In the hole, Ronald Acuna Jr. The 2-2. Got to tighten up that swing a little bit. You'd like to see these Braves. 2-2. Inside almost gets him. Man, that time Smurf should have leaned into that damn thing. Let it boink him on the hand. Full count. Infield is back into the left, playing Smurf to pull. Huge hole on the right side. The pitch. Outside wide ball 4. Great at bat by the Smurf, and we got the bases juiced. Ducks all over the pond. Romano at 20 pitches right now. Man, that just eats you up. That the bad base running by Ozzy Albies. We should be sitting here in a tie ball game. But the bases are loaded, and the Braves have the tying run at third with 2 outs. The go-ahead run at second. and Eli White coming to the plate. And though he's 0 for 4, he's got very good speed, so an infield single is also an option for Eli, along with the traditional single that would tie the game. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch, swing, chops it foul. It's 0-1. Looks like they're going to go to the slider to try to get Eli. He's been placing that slider pretty well. He's got the high 90s fastball, about 15 mile an hour difference in the two. So it's really hard just to sit on one. The 0-1 fastball, rattled foul, it's 0-2. So Braves once again down to their last strike. You'd like to see these batters choke up, though it's not taught by higher in the Braves offense. Righty-righty, the 0-2. A hit by pitch, we get it as well. Pitch down and away. Did he go around? He did not. 1-2. Dangerously close there. He's getting the what for from the fans. First base umpire Brock Ballou. Didn't look like he went around, but 1-2. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Down below the knees. Well below the knees, but called for a backwards K, strike 3. I will say this, game on the line, you got to swing the bat. Tim Heyer doesn't teach it. Ryan Snicker doesn't teach it. And we continue to get these backwards Ks. That has been the logo of the Atlanta Braves for 2025. Braves lose a tough one 5-4, but we got Chris Sale on the bump tonight. Maybe we can split this twin bill and go back to Atlanta feeling good about ourselves. Philly has used the back of their bullpen. The Braves have not. The only one they've essentially used was Daysball Hernandez, and I'm kind of glad he can't come back in. We'll see you at 6:45. Come on the air about 6:30. Y'all have a great one, Braves country.